Howdy and welcome to the Guild, where we go over news, releases, and pre-releases for the upcoming week. Now, as you can see, Kyle unfortunately is not with us today as sickness has ran through our ranks, but I hope you had a good week as we just jump into it. Well, good news for Age of Sigmar players, as Games Workshop's first release is the Keratin Overlords Battle Tome. Coming in both the standard and limited edition, you can now set sail across the mortal realms with these steampunk dwarves, but no ship is complete without its code right. This brawny navigator is the keeper of the Keratin Code, a living document that helps the fleet navigate the skies. Speaking of the fleet, next up, Keratin Overlords Vanguard. This box set will come with an Argonaut Admiral, a 10-man Argonaut company, 3 Indran riggers, and an Argonaut frigate, which is a good start for any Overlord army. Speaking of starting your army, you might want to pick up the Overlord War Scroll cards. This pack will come with 17 reference cards and 2 token boards to help you keep your abilities in check. That said, we also have coming up the Keratin Overlords dice set. Not much to say about these dice other than they're wonderfully thematic for the Keratin Overlords. Now, I find it kind of interesting that they're coming out right now because literally just last week I was talking to our editor about the Keratin Overlords. You see, he was going with Stormcast Eternals because he wasn't aware there was already a steampunk army with airships. So, Matt, if you want to get started, here you go. But that's not all coming from Games Workshop this week because we have the Regiment of Renowned, which brings mercenaries back to fantasy. First up for the Armies of Order is Norgrim's Runethong, an exiled band of dwarves hunting for valuable lore relics. Additionally, we have Elthwin's Thorns. These Sylvaneth are tainted by the maddening energies of the flesh-eating ghouls and fight against their curse daily. But that's not all, as the Armies of Destruction come with Big Grick's Cruel Shots, a band of vile orcs willing to skewer any problem with their venom-encrusted bolts. But let's not forget Chaos with the Coven of Thrix. Harness the demonic energies with these endless spells and band of chaos demons. Or back your army up with Hargax, Pit Beasts. Control the battlefield with Hargrax the Pitmaster and his 2 mutated pets. And finally, for the Armies of Death, we have Vermore's Shamblers. Strike terror in the hearts of the enemy as this corpse cart travels across the battlefield, followed by a legion of Deadwalker zombies. I'm actually glad to see mercenaries returning to AOS as they've always added more versatility to your army. But with that said, next up we have Warhammer Underworlds with Grisel's Arena. These gladiators have descended into the Gnarlwood to shed blood in the name of their murderous god. These models look great. I'm not a big fan of elves, but they look just mean. But next up is the Beastbound Assault Rivals deck. This pack adds animal magic to your existing decks in the Nemesis and Relic formats. Now I believe that's all for Games Workshop, so let's just hop on over to Asmodee. Not a lot coming out this week from Asmodee, but there are 2 packages coming out for Crisis Protocol. First up, Emma Frost and Psylocke. Now you can play as Emma Frost in both a regular or diamond form, as well as wield the psychic blades with Psylocke. But that's not all, because also coming out is the Wakanda Affiliation Pack. This pack will come complete with Black Panther, Shuri, Okoye, and Killmonger. Now, I believe that brings us to an end with Asmodee, as the only other things released are a couple of books. But let's move on to events. Now we're only having our typical events this week with Magic the Gathering on Friday, Star Wars Legion on Saturday, and Warhammer on Sunday. Hopefully we're going to be looking to start Conquest soon, but again, that's all up in the air, and we'll get more information to you as it comes. But again, any game at any point in time, we're more than happy to play anything. Just come on down. 205 South 1st, Ponk City, Oklahoma. And in the meantime, feel free to comment on any of our social medias, Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and we hope to see you soon. So, since Kyle started it, and he's not here to do it, I gotta tell you to come on down and roll some dice! That felt weird. Well, see you soon.